How many more documents are they going to find? Like, holy, the old man was he laying them down? Like, did they have a dog down there in Delaware where it's just like little puddles and he couldn't find any like newspaper or anything like that? He's like, oh, classified documents, they're just as absorption. And it's like, what are you doing, old man? Why do you keep making this more hilarious? More documents with classified markings found at Biden's Delaware home. Like I said before, man, last time we talked about this, there's going to be more drops because the Department of Justice continues to know when all this stuff went down. This was before the midterm elections. They knew everything about this, man, but they chose right now, in the dead of winter, while nobody's really paying attention to things. Hey, the Republicans are going to try to destroy the economy. Bro, you're just playing yourself, okay? People have a lot of time on their hands. It's not like there's anything important on television right now, so they can just dig into different topics that are out there. Sucks to be Eliza Blue, and it definitely sucks to be old Uncle Joe. A search by the Department of Justice authorities has yielded more documents with classification markings at President Joe Biden's home in Wilmington, Delaware. Now, are these documents that he procured while being vice president or at the think tank? Or were these presidential documents that he had the authority to declassify? Don't know. Frankly, don't care, because you didn't afford Donald Trump the same deference. You just came in, you kicked the door down, but no, it's different because Orange Man bad. The announcement made late Saturday by Biden's personal attorney, Bob Bauer, I thought he had a different one, anyways, did not specify the exact number of documents with classification markings. Yeah, well, I get it. They don't need to be weighed down by semantics. DOJ took possession of materials it deemed within the scope of its inquiry, including 6 items consisting of documents with classification markings and surrounding materials, some of which were from the president's service in the Senate. Oh, that's different, and some of which were from his tenure as vice president, both of which are illegal to possess outside of the confines of the official premises. Oh, my Lord. DOJ also took a further review, personally handwritten notes from the vice presidential years. Oh, that's not good either, because you took everything. You took framed pictures, or framed Time magazine covers from Mar-a-Lago. Are you going to do the same thing with Joe? No, man, we turned everything over. Then why did we find stuff in the garage? 2 different places in the house. Oh, it's different. Shut up. You're not supposed to look there. These join the classified documents, or government records, from Biden's time as vice president. It had previously uncovered the first batch of materials found on November 2nd at the Penn Biden Center in Washington, D.C., where Biden previously had a private office. Sure he did. After his term as vice president under the Obama administration, that motherfucker hasn't worked anywhere outside of Washington, D.C. in 6 decades. Holy. The find prompted a follow-up search, oh, how adorable, which led to the discovery of more documents on December 20th. Yeah, but we didn't figure out that until early January, in Biden's Wilmington home, in his garage. More documents were later found in Biden's home on January 11th and 12th and 20th. Again, they're just all willy-nilly sprinkled all over his house. It's not like, somebody with a criminal record has access to his place or anything like that, or, could theoretically own the deed to the place. It's not like that could happen. Biden and First Lady Jill Biden, she's a doctor, were not present during the search. White House lawyer Richard Sauber, oh, that's the one I know, said in a separate statement on Saturday. A lot of alliteration right there. Since the beginning, the president has been committed to handling this responsibly. Why did he have so many classified documents in so many different places? He's responsible, though, and takes this seriously. Not so seriously that he would keep everything perfectly organized or even adequately organized. Come on now. The president's lawyers and White House counsel's office will continue to cooperate with the DOJ and the special counsel to help ensure the process is conducted swiftly and efficiently. How fucking adorable. But don't worry, man. Don't worry at all, because Biden's mishandling of records as vice president apparently has a strange bedfellow, and a very strange bedfellow. Oh man, and if that was true, there'd be some shock therapy in the future. But Mike Pence allegedly had classified documents at his place as well. See what happens, man? Kicked open the door a little bit. Or Or if you want to put on the tinfoil hat for a second, maybe this is somebody just running cover saying, well, see, everybody was doing it. But then that kind of undermines your claim, unless you want to say that Trump was like really bad because look at everybody else did it. But their investigations were fine, but Trump was just so egregious. I'm thinking it's some of that. But depends on what Mike Pence has, apparently. Documents with classification markings were found at Mike Pence's home. Lawyers for the former vice president say a small number of documents marked classified were found on January 16th at Pence's home in Indiana. Greg Jacob, one of the lawyers, informed the National Archives and Records Administrations in a January 18th letter obtained by the Epoch Times. Interesting. It's so about a week ago. The discovery came when Pence engaged outside counsel to review the records stored at the residence. Yeah, but I thought the National Archives kept impeccable records. I thought that's also what their claim and what they were justifying a lot of the Trump search warrant. Okay, Trump destroyed documents, but you motherfuckers didn't even know what Biden or Pence had. Interesting. Okay, before that, I'm sorry. Pence opted for the review after learning classified documents were found at one of President Joe Biden's residence. Before that, documents with classification markings were located at the Florida home of former President Donald Trump. One of the outside counsels immediately identified materials with classification markings. Pence immediately secured those documents in a locked safe pending further direction and proper handling from the National Archives. Was he also instructed to put a lock on a door where things are properly secured? White House press secretary, gay black lady. Hey man, let's just go ahead and pull everything up on this one because boy, she has been dodging shots like this is the Old West, and that joke writes itself, so I don't even need to fill out the blanks. Let your imagination run wild on that one. That's not something I could comment from here. Really, gay black lady still deflects questions on Biden's document probe, even after Mike Pence hands over materials found in his Indiana home. Interesting. Oh my God. Now I'm just trying to think. It's like, oh my, remember David DePape? He was the dude that went in and spent an evening with Paul Pelosi. Maybe he was just, maybe he worked for the National Archives and he was also just trying to recover some classified documents because apparently that's what all the cool kids were doing. And we know that Nancy Pelosi has held public office for the better part of half a century. So Lord knows she probably has something of interest there. David DePape was a hero. Minus the hammer attack and all that stuff. White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre repeatedly brushed off questions about growing classified documents probe on Tuesday, even as dozens of documents were found inside former president or vice president, he wishes president. He's going to be running in 2024. How funny is that? Mike Pence's Indiana home. With Biden facing new pressure from GOP Congress and a special counsel probe and from within his own party, gay black lady refused to say whether the president would invite the FBI to search his Arenaboro, Delaware beach house. Why would they want to do that, man? The pool's mine. Like, sir, that's a creek. No, it's mine. Questions emerged after the DOJ searched on Friday turned up more materials at his Wilmington home. Yeah, and I would refer you to the White House counsel's office, who had been regularly in touch with all of you, answering these questions about the law. Yeah, but you're the press secretary. You're supposed to have answers for us, so fucking fill us in, lady. Nor would she venture to speculate on whether it would be a larger problem now that the last two vice presidents, Pence and Biden, had classified materials inside their home. Yeah, why would she speculate on that? Because that would require to engage her brain, and we all know that she sold that out for a cushy position at the White House. I'm not going to comment on that, okay? I would like to just tell you how great the economy is and how low gas prices have gone since we spiked them up earlier a couple years ago. I would refer you to White House counsel. Anything, whatever, related to classified documents from here, she said, sticking to her script. Of course. How long before she just decides to call it a fucking day, like, what's her fat tits there? I can't remember. Psaki. There we go. Look, I'm not going to comment on any ongoing criminal investigation or any investigation. Criminal investigation? Well, that's a very interesting revelation. Or maybe you're just a mushmouth idiot and you didn't quite know the proper terminology, because that could also be a thing. as well as the Department of Justice, is independent and we will not interfere. Asked by the Daily Mail if she had any reason to believe that there was an ongoing criminal investigation into the matter, which would be a major development in the case of Pence or Biden, she again deflected. She just said it. She doesn't need to elaborate on it because she is gay and black in the American presidential system. So what doesn't she know? Reporters tried repeatedly to wring information from gay black lady a day after another White House spokesperson, Ian Sams, there we go, blasted the media for trying to get attention by focusing questions on the issue. Now they're just trying to get answers. That's like attention. It starts with an A as well, even. Answers, attention, but no, they just want clarification for somebody who thought that it was so serious when Trump did it, but then they're just trying to, brush everything off to the side if it's actually, Joe that's doing this. I ultimately think, and I'm going to cut this one short right here because obviously at the end of the day, this isn't going to matter because nobody's really taking it seriously, okay? When it was at Trump's house, I was getting the door kicked in. I know they didn't quite go that far, but there was a dozen plus special agents come through Mar-a-Lago in order to seize a whole bunch of stuff. A bunch of pictures with a bunch of top secret and classified documents spread all over the floor. A box. Do they have that picture right here? I doubt it, though. Yeah, that's a nice house. Oh, that's Pence's house? Yeah, I'm sure. Public servant, right? Anyways, now they had that one picture, red carpet, the banker's box with the Time magazine covers all framed in one box, and then, yes, the different documents that were spread all over the floor. Why no documents from inside the Biden residence, okay? DOJ or the FBI went into that place, okay? They apparently looked around and found even more documentation. Don't have any of those pictures now, do we? Nah, because it's rules for thee and not for me. And hey, if they can go ahead and they can take a look at the investigations in Biden and Pence, oh man, both of those guys, they alerted the authorities toot sweet and they found, hey, they were totally cooperative. But Trump, on the other hand, oh, he's a big mean guy, even though there's a paper trail going back and forth, but there's no special master appointed to Pence at this moment, but I'm sure that he'll be afforded that as well, or I'm sure that there's probably, ample time on old, what's his name, Dick Herr, the Chinese feller who's looking after the Biden investigation. He's probably got some free time. He can go take a look at the Pence stuff and find that absolutely nothing was wrong, but Trump's a really bad guy, though. I don't know, a lot of speculation that this will be used in order to, replace Biden, but given the fact that Pence has stuck his stupid fucking balding head into this situation, I think it's just going to go back to what I originally opined on. We'll take a look at this other very serious issue that's going on right now. We'll investigate it to our fullest extent. And yes, our guys did absolutely nothing wrong. We take both equally seriously. But Trump, man, he's so bad that we're going to have to indict him right before any of the primary elections go on and then just cause a clusterfuck within the Republican Party because the Democrats, they are that fucking stupid. So, with all that said, I thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.